Welcome back to Falkert Figures, where today I'm going to be admitting defeat and accepting that I'm now a WWE Retro collector by unboxing 3 more figures. If you saw my last retro figure video, you'll know that I'm not really hugely into collecting them. I kind of outlined what my strategy would be when it comes to retros, and there was a few that I've looked for over the years, over the year or two that they've been out, but I've never really got into them. But then everything that happened with the series 9 and 10 figures coming back into the Entertainer, I also went out, picked those guys up, as you can see here, and yeah, I actually do really like them. Like, one of the biggest things for me, because I knew when they came back in that I wanted to get these guys, Diesel and Gold Dust, because as I spoke about in that video, those are figures that fit in with the Hasbro era. They're guys that you can see them matching up with the Hasbro figures that you have. Samoa Joe though, Samoa Joe was a guy that I just picked up because he was there. I mean, I didn't go out intending to get him, but because he wasn't looking like he was that readily available. I only saw 1 or 2 of them in all the shops I went to looking for retros, so I thought I'll just get him because it looks like he's going to be hard to come by. And I actually really like that figure. After I did that video, I spent a bit of time just kind of looking in close detail at him, and I think he is actually a really cool figure, Samoa Joe. I like his move, his action move. I like the way that he looks. I like his sort of his likeness to Samoa Joe is really good. I think it's a cool figure. So yeah, that kind of made me think, well, maybe there is more life in the retro line for me. So I went online. Obviously, it's really difficult to find them in shops. There are reports of some popping up in like B&Ms and things like that. But the only place to get them anymore is online. So I had a little look around to see if I could get any. I don't mean eBay. I didn't go on eBay because I'm not paying ridiculous eBay prices for them. I went to some sort of online wrestling stores and things to see what I could find. And again, I was looking for guys that I didn't want to just buy anybody. I was looking for guys that I like, and guys that I think were cool figures. Like, I like the look of their figures. And I think I got a really good find when I came up with these boys. So I've got Big E, Xavier Woods, and if they'll stand up, no, they won't, will they? Put them down. Kofi. So I've got the New Day. Picked up the New Day, and I got them from Ringside Collectibles, which I'm sure anyone watching this video will have heard of. They're a US based wrestling figure supplier, distributor, one of the big ones. They feature pretty heavily in things like the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, and they're a big thing. And I went on their website to see what I could find, and they do have some retros. They do have a few left over, but it seems to me like they're not exploiting the market, but they've kind of worked out that there is a difference in the demand for individual retros because they're not all priced the same anymore. None of them are hugely like overpriced or anything like that. There's nothing going on like what's happening on eBay where they're asking for like hundreds for figures, but they're not all the same price. The ones that you can find most places are going for like $8 or $9, and then there's kind of the mid-range ones that are maybe $15, and there are a few like they had Elias on there. He was about $30, and like Macho Man, the NWO Macho, he was about $50. So they're not exploiting the market. I wouldn't say they're not like ripping people off or anything, but I think they're definitely wise to the fact that there are some that are more sought after than others, and you can kind of see that in the pricing. But I was really surprised with the price I got these guys for, because I bought them as a set of 3. And it cost me like $30 to get them. I was really surprised at that because I thought the New Day would be desirable. They'd be a set that people were after. But yeah, you could buy them individually, or you could buy them as a set for slightly cheaper. So I think they were for sale for about $13 or $14 each, and the set to buy them as a 3 was $30. So you're saving like a couple of dollars if you bought them as a set. So I bought them as a set, and when you factor in the shipping from the States, which was about $20, it was going to be about $50, which is kind of £35. And I thought, that's okay. I mean, I would be happy paying kind of £15 each for these if I bought them in the shops, but just to kind of make it a bit more of a digestible purchase, if you like, I actually bought two. I bought two sets of the New Day, because I thought people want the New Day figures, surely. So I'm going to unbox this set, and I have another set that I'm going to keep a hold of, and if anyone's looking for them, I might just try and move them on Facebook or something. Not, I'm not going to try and rip anybody off or anything, but I thought people will want these, so I'm sure someone will give me some money for them now that I've got them. Because I went back onto Ringside to look and see if you can still buy them, and you can still get the New Day figures, but they're not selling them as a set anymore. You can buy them individually, but you can't buy them as a set. So, I mean, they're still there if you want them. You can still go out and get them, but you would obviously have to pay the shipping from the States as well, which kind of takes the price up a little bit. But anyway, yeah, so got Xavier Woods, got Big E, got Kofi. Let's get cracking. Here comes Kofi. I suppose you could call him the highest attaining member of the New Day. He's been a WWE champ. So, but I think if you follow WWE just now, even, I think there's big plans for Big E at the moment. So I think he might be taken up. This is one thing I'm going to talk about just before I open them up. It says on Ringside that because the bubbles have been like coming off in these things, Mattel taped the bubble down. I mean, this is sealed. This is factory sealed, as you can see, but it's also taped. It's taped to the card because they've been falling off. So it's really difficult to get off because you're battling like the glue from the bubble, but also taped to the card. So, but anyway, here's Kofi. So Kofi's a jumper. Again, like when I've talked about Hasbro's that are jumpers, I don't mind like someone like Snuka being a jumper. I mean, Kofi's a fairly high flyer, so I don't mind him being a jumper either. But I think this is just the exact body that Goldberg and Seth Rollins has. I think it's just the exact same body. I don't think there's any difference. I thought it was just obviously painted different, which is a bit disappointing. But it's a decent head sculpt. I mean, that looks pretty much like Kofi, yeah. Details are pretty nice. You've got the little emblem sort of transferred on. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that figure actually. I like Kofi Kingston. I like that he's a kind of jumper, I suppose, because it fits with it. I don't think it would suit one of like the big slammer moves or anything. He's out the three New Day members. He's the kind of slimmest, the slightest, and he's the one that kind of flies off the top rope. So yeah, it's probably fair enough for him to be a jumper. But as I said, it's the same body mold that I think Seth and Goldberg have, and that doesn't fit Kofi at all. Because anyone that knows Kofi Kingston or knows who he is knows he's got this crazy kind of, I think there's a name for it, like some kind of pectoral dysmorphia or something. Like you see it in a lot of wrestlers where their pecs are sort of separated because of I suppose the continued abuse that their body takes, and his chest is kind of completely flat, whereas this is obviously a pretty shredded looking figure. Kofi doesn't look like that. So apart from that, but I mean it's a retro. It's not meant to be an exact likeness. It's like almost like cartoonish, I suppose, in its likeness. But yeah, overall happy with that. That's a good fig. Stick Kofi down there, and we'll go for Xavier next. Now Xavier Woods, again tape all around the card, still sealed, still factory sealed, but tape as well, which is just making life much more difficult. There we go. There's Xavier. I meant to say this about Kofi as well. Like, these guys come with these stands. Now, there's something that you might do with them. I have no idea. I've never done it before. But it says on the packet, scan to unlock Superstar and Mayhem. I don't know, is that like a game or something? Yeah, like an app game. I wouldn't be playing that anyway, so I wouldn't be bothered. But I think it's kind of funny that half the retros have these and half don't. So they started off not doing the stands, I think, and then they introduced them, and then they took them away again before the end of the line. So I think that tells you that these are just a giant waste of plastic. I don't think anyone was getting anything out of having them. So I think they're just written off as a bad idea. So here's Xavier. Again, talking about recycling bodies. This I mean, I'm almost positive this is an Iron Sheik body as well. Or maybe Iron Sheik got Xavier's body, because I think Xavier came out first. I don't know, I'd have to check that. But still pretty cool that he's got his little, I don't know what you call them, like the little curl toe shoes, which again is accurate to his character. This though this is a crazy move. This is a move that none of the Hasbro's ever had. I think John Cena, Ultimate Warrior, and maybe even the Undertaker has got this move. I think the idea is like you're holding somebody and you throw them sideways. It's pretty decent. I mean, the waist goes round so you can change the angle. That is pretty cool, actually. I like that. I do like that, yeah. But Xavier Woods, I don't know, he's looking pretty jacked. He's looking pretty jacked in that fig. I don't know that he's necessarily that jacked. But I mean, I suppose he's a big guy. He works out. But good face again. Good face sculpt. Looks reasonably like him, actually. Yeah, happy with that. Again, details on the tights are cool. I like that they're all the same colour, because, you know, seen with like some of the Hasbro tag teams, I've talked about this in previous videos, you know, like the natural disasters are in they don't match, they're not in the right costumes and stuff. So it's cool that the New Day they're all matching. So it's like they could have a 6-man tag team match with them. Yeah, that's pretty decent. So we'll stick Xavier there. I don't think we need their stands. Maybe over to the side. But this guy here, if I was only going to buy one figure, I think I'd buy him, because I just think he's awesome. I talked in my previous video about when they first came out, Brock Lesnar was the only one I really wanted, because I thought he looked like, Brock Lesnar's a great, like physically, he's a great look for a Hasbro. So making him a retro was awesome. And Big E's the same, man. Big E, he's huge, he's muscular, he's got big massive arms. This is a perfect action move for him. You know, that kind of gorilla press slam move that Hulk Hogan had in Series 1 of the Hasbro's. Perfect move for Big E. And this figure looks fantastic. Let's crack him open. Yeah, this tape is going to cause me some issues. There we go. It's Big E. I'll take his little stand out as well. Yeah, so Big E's got the gorilla press slam. I don't know, there's probably like another name for it, but that's always what I think about is Hulk Hogan Series 1 of the Hasbro line, gorilla press slam. But yeah, really cool face again, tongue sticking out, like that's a crazy face that Big E does. That's awesome. I really like that. I'm not entirely sure about the height difference though, because it looks like Big E's the shortest out of the three New Day. And I don't think he is shorter than the other two, is he? I'd have to check that, but I think Xavier Woods is the smallest out of three. So yeah, maybe that's a bit of an oversight. But no, other than that, really happy with this guy. I mean, this is everything that I wanted a Brock figure for. You know, just like that kind of almost cartoonish animated version of the character. Just having him on his own on your desk at work or something, I think would be really cool. Just sitting there, because that is a really nice figure that pops. The fact that he's wearing like such a sort of vibrant colour as well, and his pink tights, I think he just stands out. Looks really nice. The moves suits the character. The facial expression suits the character. I think he's awesome. I mean, generally speaking, I thought the New Day guys, I think the New Day guys are really good, but Big E, I think he's cool. He is like one of the coolest retros there is, I think. Really happy with him. So anyway, yeah, that's him out the packet. That's him in my collection now. I'm hoping that, I think that'll probably be where I kind of slow down at least with the retros. I think you could get carried away and just think, oh, well, especially when you can buy full sets like that, I'll just buy the set. But given that some of them are more desirable than others, I might just kind of focus on the kind of higher end ones, maybe try and get one or two of the higher end ones and not pick up the kind of cannon fodder that you can find warming pegs in discount store and that. I don't think I'll bother with those guys, but I think the New Day was a great pickup, great purchase. And as I say, I do have another set that are still mint on card. So if anyone watching this video that collects these figures needs a New Day set, send me a message. If you're in any of the Facebook groups I'm in, let me know and I'll give you a decent price on them. I won't try and rip anybody off. But yeah, so that's it for this video. My retro collection grows. No doubt it will grow beyond this point as well. Even though I'm trying to convince myself it won't, it will. It will. Yeah. So please like the video, leave a comment, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos like this. Stay safe. We'll speak soon.